抜け Fly away 体中に広がるパノラマかを蹴られた地球が起こって火山を爆発させる溶けた氷の中に恐竜がいたら玉乗りしこみたいねチャラヘチャラ何が起きても気分はヘノヘノカッパチャラヘチャラ胸がパチパチするほど騒ぐ元気がチャラヘチャラ頭から棒の方が夢詰め込めるチャラヘチャラ笑顔ウルトラ Z で今日もアイアイアイアイアイ
Hello everyone, Ash here. One final video for tonight, and I finally saw it. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Took forever for me to see this film. One reason is every time it was on playing in theaters, I had to work. I'm not even kidding, that was every time, literally. Every time it was playing at the movie theater, I had to work. So, I didn't get a chance to watch this film in theaters. I also made a conscious effort. I've also decide not to see this movie in Japanese. I wanted to watch it in English because I watched the original anime and Dragon Ball Kai both in English. I had seen the Japanese version, but honestly, I've always watched Dragon Ball Z in English. That's always been my preference for Dragon Ball Z, and yes, I know how good the Japanese cast is, how you guys know I've praised that cast to death for it, but this is one film I said I'm going to watch it in English. I'm not going to watch it subbed. I want to watch it with the Funimation dub and the Dragon Ball Kai voice actors. That was one of the ways I was going to watch it. So yeah, it finally came out on Blu-ray. I picked Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods up, and I also picked up X-Men Days of Futures Past while I was at Best Buy. So I got 2 movies that day. But anyways, what did I think of this film? I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed this film. Now, I gotta say this. I think the reason why this film has gotten very mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people don't. I think what it is if you prefer Dragon Ball over Dragon Ball Z, you're going to like Battle of Gods. If you prefer Dragon Ball Z over Dragon Ball, you're not going to like it that much. You're not going to be as into it as much as people who prefer Dragon Ball over Dragon Ball Z. Me, I prefer Dragon Ball easily over Dragon Ball Z. I think Dragon Ball was a lot more fun. It had better stories, and I thought the characters were just much more enjoyable, a lot more fun in Dragon Ball. So this film definitely felt like Dragon Ball. It felt just like I was watching a Dragon Ball movie. It felt more like Dragon Ball than it did DBZ, to be honest. It really did. The story here is basically that Bills is waking up from his sleep, and that he wants to fight this Super Saiyan God. No one knows what Super Saiyan God is. He also found out that Goku defeated Frieza, and he was surprised by that, so he goes and visits Goku. And eventually they meet, and there's a great little joke there that Goku goes, "Oh my gosh, I miss Bulma's birthday." So yeah, he missed Bulma's birthday, and he's freaking out about that. Then King Guy goes, "Goku, an evil power is coming. How'd Bulma get here?" "No, you idiot, it's Bills." So that was a great joke right there. I started laughing with that one. There was that one, and then Bills comes down, and Goku and him have a fight. And it's cool. It's what I like is it's not Bills just doing it to piss him off. Goku asks to fight Bills. He does. He asks, like, "Can I fight you?" Bills says yes. So I really like that. That's such a difference from what I've seen a lot of the times with Dragon Ball Z. So I like that right there. And Bill's character in general, I loved Bill's character. I thought he had a great character, and really, he was a good villain. He was a lot more fun than some of the other Dragon Ball Z villains. I mean, he was really a lot of fun. Bill's I definitely enjoyed a lot. As a villain, he was so much fun and just very entertaining himself, and he had a really good personality. I loved his personality. So he was a good character all around. So yeah, I do like Bill's. I definitely enjoyed him, but I also watched him beat the shit out of Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I'm like, damn, this guy is fucking. Do not fuck with this guy. So after that, he goes to Earth, and honestly, I find it funny that Vegeta, he sees Bills, he's like, oh crap, because Bills actually had at one point Vegeta watched King Vegeta bowing to him, and Bills was absolutely just eating food, and then he had eating him while pretty much have his foot on King Vegeta's head, and Vegeta saw that as a kid, so he was literally just making sure they did not piss off Bills at all. And I did get a kick out of that. I did enjoy it because I did enjoy watching Vegeta be kind of a goofball. It was actually kind of funny. The best part though was when they need a way to get the Super Saiyan God, and it takes 5 noble Saiyans to unleash the Super Saiyan God on one of the Saiyans. And everyone's like, oh, and everyone's thinking like, They're like, well, Goku, we don't really know if he's noble, and Gohan, and it's like, Goku's like, what do you mean I'm not noble? It's like, they all kind of fight, like, what the hell? So I got a kick out of that. They're all kind of wondering about that. And then the best part of that was when they're all like, well, we don't really know if Vegeta's noble, and then Dende goes, well, Vegeta, as far as I'm concerned, you all are noble. You've all saved the Earth enough times. You're all, as far as I'm concerned, good people. And then one of them goes, yeah, especially Vegeta. Hell, ever since Boo, he's been a model citizen. And they all start clapping at Vegeta, going, yay, Vegeta, you're a model citizen. And Vegeta's like, God damn it, I'm still the Prince of Saiyans, damn it. Show me respect. I could not stop laughing when that happened. I was like, oh my god. Oh, that was hilarious. Just the fact that it's Vegeta of all people, and now he's suddenly this model citizen. The guy who was a ruthless killer and would do whatever it took is now this model citizen who gets cheers. Oh, I could not stop laughing when I saw that. I was just like, wow. Not to mention the fact that at one point when Bills slaps Bulma, Vegeta gets so pissed he actually starts pounding Bills for that. It's like, damn. Fucking A. He actually became a little bit stronger than Goku there. So yeah. And then they try to become a Super Saiyan God. They can't because they need a 5th one. They need 5 of them, and they need the 6th one to become the God. And then Fidel goes, you guys, I'm pregnant, so we could do it. And that was cool, I was using Pain to be the 5th Saiyan for all of them to do it. And then Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan God. And it's a good fight. It's actually a really good fight. A lot of fun. So I did enjoy that fight. As for the Emperor Pilaf stuff, well, first and foremost, when I first saw them, like, they look really young, and then it's like, oh wait, they got wish to be kids. I think that's a Kira Toriyama's way of making fun of Dragon Ball GT. If you've watched GT, you know what I'm talking about, because I think that was his way of having a little bit of fun with Dragon Ball GT. And honestly, this is going to sound crazy, but I kind of feel he might be a Dragon Ball Z Abridged fan. Because there's a scene where the Eternal Dragon appears, and suddenly he sees Bills. And by the way, him knowing Bills is a plot hole, because remember, he was made by Kami, and Kami's a god, so Kami would more than likely know about Bills. So all of Kami's knowledge also goes to the dragon, so the dragon would know about Bills as well. So that's not really a plot hole right there. That's another thing I do want to talk about a little bit too, but this part I want to bring up is that when the dragon sees Bills, he goes, he starts to panic a bit and go, oh shit. And I was kind of thinking, that reminds me of when the dragon saw Popo and goes, yes, master. I was thinking to myself, is he a fan of Team 4 Star by chance? And absolutely, because I could see him a fan of Team Four Star. That felt to me like something out of Team Four Star with the dragon actually being scared of Bills himself. So yeah, that felt like Team Four Star a bit, right there. The only thing that I did think there was definitely a plot hole with the fact you can only get one wish when Dende made it 2 wishes. So there was that plot hole, and there was another one too. Something about the time of only couldn't be 38 at that age. I don't know. With the Dragon Ball Z timeline, it's hard to really assess where they are in age. It can be a little tricky with that. Akira Toriyama kind of screwed up on his timeline even in the beginning of Dragon Ball. He screwed up on a few things with the timeline, but so again, it's too hard to say where he is. But I'm not going to get too much into that one. But anyways, so yeah, and I did like the stuff with Pilaf. I thought that was entertaining. I will say the movie did have a few moments where it did drag here and there, and that was one of the things I didn't like. It did at times feel a little too long. I think they could shorten it up a bit. Oh, and King Kai having his plant back, that's not a plot hole. Because the reason being is that Kai's probably, Supreme Pai probably gave him his planet back, in large part thanks to Goku defeating Buu. So he probably got it back, and the only reason why it was the same size it was originally was because that was what he remembered from it. So that's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, anyways. As for it, like I said, I really enjoyed it. The plot holes in this film, some of them people have nitpicked some of these plot holes. They know these are plot holes. I don't see them as plot holes, honest truth. And I will say this pretty much means Dragon Ball GT never happened. Dragon Ball GT is not canon. Now, I don't think Dragon Ball GT is terrible either. I've said this before. I don't think it's a terrible anime. It has some good ideas going in. It just has a lot of problems. But this pretty much means Dragon Ball GT is not canon anymore. And I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm sorry. GT isn't canon to the story because Battle of the Gods. There's one more thing, too, I thought was very interesting about this film. That it was what Bill said. He said there was 12 more universes, which really got me thinking, are they going to do more Dragon Ball stuff? Is Kirito going to write more Dragon Ball Z? Is he going to write more series on Dragon Ball Z now? Because 12 universes with even stronger fighters, very interesting to see where he's going to take this series. And I kind of look forward to it. So I know there's a Battle of Gods 2 coming out, and I'm looking forward to that. So I'm looking forward to the Battle of the Gods 2 because I heard it's going to be about Vegeta this time, which will be definitely a nice change of pace. So anyways, I did enjoy it a lot. I liked Battle of the Gods, and as I said, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, you prefer Dragon Ball over Dragon Ball Z, you'll probably like this film. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z and you prefer Dragon Ball Z over Dragon Ball, you're not going to be into it. So yeah, and as I said, this felt to me more like Dragon Ball than it did Dragon Ball Z, truth be told. It really did feel more like Dragon Ball. Anyways, I did like it, and I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. A very good movie, and one I highly recommend people check out. Anyways, this is Ash saying so long. I am out. Good night.